this is another usage. Remember, at the time of creating a virtual machine, we had parameter file and a template file. Using ARM templates when we wanted to create a virtual machine, we had a parameter file and a template file. Creating a Windows virtual machine using ARM template, where we wanted to use admin username and password, and this is the template file, and there will be a corresponding parameter file, and through this parameter file we are supposed to provide the input. See the problem with this parameter file. Anybody who has access to the parameter file can see this value. It's exposed. The admin password is directly exposed to the owner of the parameter file. But I do not want to allow that. So in such case, this parameter file, the admin password section, I will take it from key vault like this. This password, I'm just copying from here, and this will be replaced with this. Admin password section alone will be replaced with this. So what is it doing now? It is referencing to a key vault with some key. This has to be as it is. You don't change this. Just put your resource group name, your subscription ID, your key vault name. These three things you'll have to change, but otherwise the schema is as it is. And of course the secret name for admin password you'll put here. So advantage is what? Anybody who has access to the parameter file will not be able to know the password. Only in key vault the password is present. So whatever is the password in key vault, that will be used for logging into the Azure virtual machine. Very, very useful feature. I hope it's clear. Without using the direct password, we will be able to do something like this. I'm not demonstrating this, but yeah, this is only for your reference. One more usage of password, key vault for storing the password. Now this is another practical, very useful example how key vault can be used. See, we want to probably store the content of a file in a key vault, and even if somebody has access to the we want to store a file in storage account. My requirement is I want to store a file in storage account, and that too it will be in a anonymous access container, a blob which is accessible to anonymous users in a storage account. That's what I want to do now. So first thing I'll do is create a storage account. That's it. And in the meantime, as it is taking time there, I'll create a console application, simple console application. Don't want to complicate, that's why I'm taking a simple console based application. And here I will add reference to the NuGet packages. We want to access the key vault API. We want to access the Azure AD. And of course, finally we will need a storage. Key vault extension also is a requirement. I'll copy this complete code. Client ID. This is to get the token. Client secret. I'm going to create a container also. Demo container. This is a storage account. So I need storage account access key. And storage account name. Good. So all config I believe you understand this pretty well. Storage account key, storage account name. This we know we use for getting token, and in this container I would like to store my file in secure form. So I go to overview, blob, I create a container and I'll keep it as public. Anonymous access I'm giving. Demo container. Good enough. Now the same util class which we used earlier, we use it here also for getting the access token. It's a Windows project. So system.configuration. Now I go to program and I'll copy this code. Let's understand this. So Microsoft.windows.storage.authorization. I'm getting the storage authorization here. Cloud storage account. Create Blob client. Get container reference. I believe you understand all this. This we have learned pretty well, especially in development sessions. And now key vault key resolver. Actually, this URL also we should get it from config file, but I'm hard coding, that's fine. So I'll take the URL from the previous project which I created key. This key, let us say. I'm not giving the version. So I'm giving the key. It's an extension method. Basically, await. It's some version issue. The assembly extension with identity version 3 uses core which is higher than the referenced assembly key vault.core with identity 2. Okay, it's a version issue, NuGet version issue. Key vault extension is 3 to all different versions. So let us take the least, which is 2.0.5 is fine. Core. This is 3, this is 3, this is also 3, so it should be fine. Uses Microsoft.Azure.keyvault.core version 3, which has higher version than the referenced assembly with identity version core. Core is saying that it's using 2. Let's update this. I'm matching the version of those two. There's a mismatch. Yeah. And then last IO. Okay. Now let me explain this to you. So till here it's all creating a container if not existing. Key vault resolver is now used with my key. I got a resolver object basically, and this resolver object I'm going to use with the blob encryption policy. Here also I'm creating. It's a blob encryption policy. Here I gave RSA. And then I'm putting the content of a file, my file.txt. So actually not this file. I'm putting the content of demo.txt into blob by this name. So stream, upload stream into blob. The content of this file will be uploaded into this particular blob. Correct? Pretty straightforward code. So I need this file demo.txt in my D colon. This is a demo, which I'll save it in demo.txt. Close it. So in demo.txt I have some text which I have uploaded into my file.txt. This is what is done here. Now what is important is, okay, let me run this program and I'll first understand what's happening. The program will successfully execute. There is no problem in that code. Oh, could not load assembly 3 or dependencies. Locate manifest definition. What is this problem now? IO file load exception, could not load file assembly Microsoft dot key vault dot core. Let's do one thing. These versions always play with us. It says 3 only is required, or else I'll change this to now they are both same version. Damn it, what could be the problem? Rebuild. Found conflict between the version of cryptography that could not be reflected. basically the problem was here. Even though I'm matching the packages in NuGet, this is causing the problem in app.config. It's redirecting to 3. So I just delete this. I don't need this. Right, and now if I run the program, I'm getting exception. Decryption logic through. Please check inner exception for more details. One or more error occurred. Key vault models key operation unwrap key is not allowed by the vault policy. That is the problem. So right now if I go to key vault, keys, access policies, not keys, access policies. Here key permission, unwrap key, this permission is not given right now. We wanted this permission, unwrap key. Basically wrap, unwrap, let's take both. Save this. Now run the application again. Perfect. What is important is I want to show you the code. Before I show you the code and explain you there, let's go to the storage account. And if I try to access the blob, though it is public, we can access actually, right? We'll have here my file created. I'll copy the URL. I put it here. You see we get nothing. I mean, open the file, we get nothing out of it. It's all encrypted. The file content cannot be read directly even if you have access to the blob. But through code are we able to? Let's check that. Here I'll put a breakpoint. Okay, rather no need to put a breakpoint also. Whatever file we have written here, we could took cloud resolver, and then here we wrote the file. Right, and then later we are trying to read the file now into this particular download. Here it is upload from stream, it is download to stream, and you'll notice this particular file on my disk we will be able to read. So whatever was the original content of demo.txt, this is demo.txt and my decrypted file. But if I am directly trying to access from storage account, it is not. So this can also be one type of utility. And also this example explains you how the key, I've only mentioned the key and I've passed to the resolver. I am not taking value of the key, or I am not doing anything with the key. So key is mostly within the key vault. So the APIs will talk to the key directly for encryption and decryption. We are not doing anything over there. So this is how a key vault can be used for this kind of usage also. Like that, multiple usages will be there for key vault. If you remember or recollect, in while teaching you people virtual machines. For encrypting the disk in the virtual machine when we wanted to encrypt disk encryption. So if disk encryption is required, this also we are supposed to do. But remember here, very important step is what? In the key vault, you'll have to ensure that you go to access policy and you put a check mark here. Likewise, I told you admin password. For admin password to work, you have to put a check mark here. Sorry, this one. For disk encryption, you have to put a check mark here. For admin password, which I explained to you in the ARM template, you have to put a check mark here. Like that, if you are trying to use it to access a virtual machine, then you'll have to put a check mark here. During deployment, you'll have to use this. So these things you'll have to check according to the need. So with this, we conclude what is key vault. But of course, you will come across many usages as you are going forward. Many more things you can do with the key vault. But the basic idea is, yes, once it is there in the key vault, tomorrow you can change the keys, you can change the secrets. The application doesn't get affected, and key vault is much secure. Unless you authenticate with the Azure Active Directory, you will not be able to access the key vault. Thank you.